Okay, we're into the next part of the guitar refretting from the Stratocaster. What's going on?
Okay, so what do I say at the beginning of every one of these videos? I say
all the guitars are different.
All the guitars are different. There's no one way to refret a guitar. Every guitar you have to inspect it, look at it, see what its issues are, and
what might have happened to it in the past.
How many bad fret jobs it's had. It may have no fret jobs. It may be twisted. It may be warped. It may need planing. It may not need planing. We're teaching you here how to cleat a fret job, so it might need a massive amount of cleating in one area, less in another. Okay, so everyone's different. Now, why did I pick to show you one that is as straightforward as this one? Okay,
because it's in the shop.
Yeah, beyond that.
Okay,
and I'm going to tell you why. Okay, now this sounds silly. Doctor-patient privilege, right? You know when you watch the movies and the two detectives walk in and they say, we want to know what's going on with Mr. So-and-so. And the doctor says, well, I can't tell you that. It's doctor privilege, whatever the word is. I don't even know if it's real, right? Probably
like the lawyer and the doctor,
right.
and
So,
they don't have to tell.
Right. So picture this. You know, a guy brings me a guitar that I used to buy for $500, and then maybe a super, super nice one was $2,000, right?
And now they're $150,000.
Now they're $150,000, $40,000, $50,000. So a guy walks in here with his 54 Strat, and it's effed up really bad. Has a warped neck. Needs all the some of the and that's going to be the only one that's like that too. So even if I did a video on that, you're only going to see the one what that one pertains to. Okay, but I know how silly it sounds. But listen to what it really means. I can't show everybody that guy's guitar. He's paid $50,000 for that guitar, and it's a mess. Now everyone knows what's wrong with that guitar, because everyone's going to know whose guitar it is, because I work for a certain group of people. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to see those kind of videos out there probably. You know, how to fix a messed up guitar that's worth all this money because someone's going to sell it. Now even,
how to put a guitar together.
Even a custom shop Strat somebody brings in that's really bad and it's a mess, but it's only worth $2,500 or $4,000 or something. Well, he's still got to get his money back. It's kind of a lot. Yeah, he's got to get his money back for that too. That's a whole lot of money for regular people, right? That don't have $50,000 to buy guitars. So I can't show you that guitar. He's going to try to sell it. He's going to bring it to me and go, yeah, all right, I know what's wrong with it now. Just make it playable so I can get rid of it. You know. So you're not going to see that kind of stuff. And besides, like I said, if I show you every single guitar like that, it would be a problem. So here we are back with this neck. It's clamped up. Okay. The other day we put a couple of frets in, and we're not going to show the entire process of every process.
Take too long.
Then I finished putting the frets in and clamped it up. Okay. So as we know, this glue. See, I can peel it right off here. It comes right off. See, chunks of it come right off. It doesn't really stick to metal. It doesn't glue metal to wood. Okay, all it does is fill up any air gaps and seal it all up. So
so that glue that dripped over on the sides
just peels right off. Doesn't even hurt the finish. Okay, like I said, don't worry yourself with that while you're doing it. Just get it off the top surface. All right. So now stand back. So I don't want to take this out of the clamps now.
Bob makes everything look so easy. How many times have you refretted guitars?
Thousands, literally. Thousands of refrets. This is about as straightforward as a refret as you're going to see. This neck needed no planing at all.
The same kind of clamps used on doors.
These clamps on everything. These are good clamps.
Those are good clamps.
Yep. Okay, so.
Ooh, there it is.
There is your
nice view of it.
Fretted neck.
And it's on its little holder that's now going away.
Yep. So what are we going to do in this step? Okay. And remember, in every step, these are nickel silver. This is a standard nickel silver fret job, and I've been showing you on every video explaining what the different steps would be on this fret job if these were stainless. Okay. Now,
which they're not.
No, this being nickel silver, this next step is going to be fairly easy. if it were a stainless fret job, these next two things I'm going to do here are the toughest part of the job, and a pretty nasty part. And I got to reach over here and grab a tool. Okay, so
the special ground down nipping devices.
Yep. And where in the world are my glasses that are always right here?
Missing.
Just hold on, I'll find them.
Did the cat knock them down? She does that occasionally.
Oh, that's not good. All right.
The fake glasses.
Yeah. I don't know where the
Ooh,
real
you look
glasses are.
like Einstein now.
Okay, so I'm going to cut the fret ends, all right? And keep in mind, there's my glasses right there. The cat didn't knock them down.
Naughty.
This is a nickel fret job.
Bad girl.
This is a nickel fret job, so this is going to be very easy, okay? Standard cutters, all right? We're going to cut this. There is no way in the world you're going to cut stainless with this without ruining them, okay? So
Ruining the clippers?
without ruining the clippers. So now this is going to be the craziest part of the whole conversation. So what are you going to do, okay? Because nobody makes anything to cut these ends off of a stainless wire. All right, I use something. I'm not going to tell you what it is because I don't want people making a run on them online. Then I'll never be able to get them. They're very old and they need to be heavily modified to work. But you can't buy anything anywhere. Okay, so you know how like politics works. They say, "Oh, call your senator and tell them don't vote for this or vote for that, or you'll never vote for them again." Right? Well, if you're out there watching and you want to do stainless fret jobs, call like Stumac. Okay, I'm going to call people's names out and Luthier's Mercantile and say, "Hey guys, why don't you make something to cut the wire you sell, stainless wire? Because there's nothing, okay? And it makes the job very hard." So, okay, so you buy a dozen of these at a time, what a lot of guys do. And they charge you for a pair of these.
Just wear them out and just throw them away?
Yeah, one fret job they're going to break on one side or the other. Okay, so you throw them away and you charge the guy on the stainless fret job for these. And that's okay. If somebody charges you for these on the fret job, be happy to pay for it because stainless wire is fantastic, okay? But, so I'm just telling you, I don't know what to tell you for cutting stainless wire. Okay, another reason I leave my ends long. Okay, so I take my thumb right here. If you don't have a lot of callus on your finger, tape your thumb up or do something. Okay, and I come down on here like this. I don't cut at this angle because you don't want to twist this fret back and forth, up or down, and you don't want to pull the fret this way either. Okay, so you don't want to try to get too close. Just when that butts up, straight up. Or out a little bit actually even, okay? And then
leave yourself some room at the top.
And keep that thumb down. Now that thumb is not going to hold that fret wire from coming up, okay? It's just psychological if anything, all right? It's just the method I use. I'm showing you the method I use, okay? So just come up in there, cut. Now stainless, if you had a stainless piece of wire right now, this size, okay? The thumb thing ain't going to work because you got to put both hands on these pliers and squeeze like Arnold to get that to snap through stainless. It's a real nightmare, okay? But here, these are like butter. The problem with it is they wear out like butter, okay? So I like stainless wire. Most guys
to
play, and a lot of guys don't know how to put it in, so they'll try to talk you out of it, tell you it sounds bad, tell you all these things because they don't want to do it, all right? But if you get one really good fret job on your guitar, remember what I taught you before, really can only fret a guitar so many times before that guitar becomes a mess, okay?
The neck is a mess.
Yeah. Maybe pull back a little bit. You might be a little close there. See, keeping my thumb there just gives me the English. Now when you get up here it gets a little tighter, so you might have to make a couple of cuts coming in, okay?
So you leave just a little bit at the end.
Yeah.
So you can.
Okay. This video, I'm not gonna file both sides in this video.
Okay,
it'll take a long time.
Stop the video now?
No, don't.
Okay,
Because
we'll do
this whole part is all one part. Okay.
Pretty quick.
Yeah, this is This is not like this with stainless. Let me tell you right now, with stainless, even with the things I use, it's a chore. And if one of them breaks, they're really hard to find. They were made in the 30s and I think the 1940s, I believe, and 1950s.
Well, if anybody hasn't done this a lot, they probably will take a lot longer than what you're doing, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah. And if you've got the strength to snap these with these pliers that aren't made for that, and knock yourself out. But you're going to have to be charging the customer for them. Because they're not going to live through this, okay?
Because your pliers are going to end up in the garbage can?
Yeah.
Or you're going to have to grind them down again?
No, you can't grind them down again.
Oh, you can't grind them down.
No, they have to meet to close. Once there's big chips in them.
It's hard to get those pliers in between those when you get down the end, huh?
Yep. Sometimes you have to double cut, you know. Not a big deal. Develop a feel for it.
It's hard to get in there, huh?
Yeah.
Do that one first.
Do that one and come back and get that one.
All right, you go.
Okay, now.
Okay, so that's all done. A little pile of dirty wires.
Now another thing you'll hear about stainless wire. You'll never hear it about this wire. No, I'm going to work over there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to be over here now.
Okay.
You'll hear this about stainless wire all the time. That's like a skating rink. When you get the light right on that fret job, you could almost play this without leveling it. Okay, so I'd stay back there. So I'm going to file the ends. I'm only going to file one side so the video isn't really long, and then in the next video I'll show you leveling and profiling. Okay, so don't try to file the ends of a guitar by holding it in your hand like this. Okay, it's just not good. It's not a smart way to do it. Devise some sort of
put it in your
clamping situation.
That's what this thing is.
I know you probably don't have this, but I mean, I built this bench 30 years ago, and
specifically to build guitars with.
Yeah, it works for me. Don't touch it. I got it. Move your finger.
My finger's fine. Kitten wants to help.
Every neck's a slightly different size, so.
Use your little leather.
Yeah, I have all different pieces of leather that I use. But for the sake of getting this video done, I'm just going to make it work with this one right now. Okay, you don't have to clamp it in like, and there's that glue again. See, watch this. It comes right off. Doesn't affect the finish at all.
Those little beads that fell down.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that. See? All you do is get under it and off it comes. See? Off. Alright, but you don't sit there and do that because it's going to come off when you file these right now anyway.
Okay, so.
Alright, so.
When you file it with
yeah, you're going to go over there now. Files are hard, okay? People make knives out of them, incredible knives. They're very, very hard. If stainless steel, if someone tells you, oh, I can't do a stainless steel fret job because I have to throw all my files away after one fret job, that's crazy, okay? I've done hundreds of fret jobs with the same set of files. The file that gets beat up is the ends, okay? On stainless, this is very difficult doing the ends. It'll cramp your hands, but the file's still fine, but it's physically hard to do, okay? It takes you 3 times as long as it does with these. So
got to put some muscle behind it.
Yeah, when you file your ends, okay, you're going to want them slightly beveled this way, obviously, right? How much you like is how much you like, but there's no exact thing for that. Now, on older Strat necks that are very narrow here, I keep them as straight up as I can because you only have so much room on the top surface of the neck. And I don't like too big of a bevel anyway, myself, okay? But you start with a big, heavy file. Also keep in mind that every file has a hook on one end or the other. So when you pick up your file, eye it down like you do a guitar neck and look for that hook and keep that hook away so it doesn't dig into the neck. Okay?
And obviously you're trying not to take any wood off.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that yet. Okay. Now, can you use one file from beginning to end on this? Yeah. I don't, because I have a little system of the different files I use, but you can if you want. One thing you'll figure out fast, whether you've built guitars before or just refretted them, is that necks are not straight. They're amazingly not straight, and you can tell when you run a flat file across them. Now, what am I looking for here? I hate sloppy ends on a fret job that look like mushrooms on the end. They should be clean and defined. Piece of that glue still on there. When I get down about this far, I'm starting to look for my angle, okay? My bevel. I don't measure it. I know where it's supposed to be. I've been doing it for so long.
So it's metal dust that's building up along the edge though?
Yep.
That's not wood dust or...
That's all metal.
That's all metal. Like a gray color.
See that end come real clean? Sharp, straight lines, the tang defined, not all pinched in and mushroomed like this one. See how this one still looks, right here, Michelle? This one still looks mushroomy and stuff. Now, if somebody's rolled the shit over out of the edge of the neck from bad fret jobs, it's not going to be as easy as it looks. Okay, it's going to be a lot harder.
It's going to be harder than this one is.
Yeah, and it's always hard to get these ends clean, because it's never an easy, simple job. Stainless is brutal. Right now, stainless, I would have had to take 4 breaks by now, because I would have been cramped, and my hands are not weak, but I would have been cramping the you-know-what out of these muscles digging into that stainless, because it's very hard to file in large amounts. Now, how come it doesn't ruin my profiling files? Because I put my frets in really good. I don't really have to take much off on the level and on the shaping. So I don't understand when people say it ruins all my files and where's my file. I can't imagine what they're doing when they do their fret job.
Maybe they leave
how sloppy their work must be. No, they're talking about, you know, when they're crowning. Because this is where I find it to be annoying, and it still doesn't ruin my files. But again, this is nickel silver. This is a breeze. I do spend more time on my ends than probably most people do. But I can't stand playing a guitar and looking down and not seeing nice, clean fret end work. So now when you think you got it pretty good, right, but a couple might still be bothering you, then you want to now, before you go any further, you take, this is a 3-edge corner file, sand it so it's smooth here, okay, on all 3 edges, so it doesn't dig up your neck. And now before you finish that filing, because we're only working one side right now, alright, and I might do this 2 or 3 times in the course of filing a set of frets, okay?
Cut the top leading over.
Yeah. See that? This is the first time I do it, is right before my finished side filing, okay? Because it cuts that bottom corner that just might be hung up, hiding from this file, okay?
Well, they kind of build up on the edges.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like they roll over.
And I'm not Mr. Tape, okay? I do nice clean work without taping the whole neck out because my files are all smooth on the bottom. I work my files, keep them all nice and smooth, right? I probably do this at least 3 times in the course of filing a set of frets, and at the very end before I do the polish out.
So we're about done with this video here?
Not yet. I want to just get one side completely end filed, and of course I have polish. And if you mark the frets now, it's not a big deal because you're going to be cutting across the top of them and reshaping them. Now, if you feel better coming in this way, sometimes I come in this way. Alright, that's the second time I do it. It's the same difference in the end, alright? It doesn't matter, okay?
She's smoothing him out.
Yeah. Now I'll come back when all that looked really good, but not quite there, alright? And now I'll come back this time, and they'll cut really clean now. And the amount of finish I took off of this neck, because I'm not going to charge him to paint this neck. There's no need. It's not even a 32nd of an inch where finish is down from there to the top. When I oil that and polish that with steel wool, no one will ever see it. If anything, it'll feel better.
That's neat.
Yeah, than it was originally. If you learn to be clean like this here, you don't have to do all this finish work. Now, if a neck has issues, it's going to need finish work. If a guy brings you this all shiny, lacquered, flamey neck and doesn't want to see that worn like somebody played it for 2 years longer than this one's been played, then, you know, you're going to have to do some finish work on it. If it needs planing, if there's something wrong with the surface of the fingerboard, if it's twisted or all the different reasons it could need planing, you're going to have to do finish work.
And if they're willing to pay for that work.
Right, and you're going to have to charge them for that. Okay, so now, that right there is one end filed, okay?
It's all done?
That end, yeah.
It's beautiful.
Then I would flip the neck over, and you can barely even see if any finish was removed. It's literally from where my fingernail is to the top of the neck. When that's polished out, it just feels better coming around on it, you know?
I feel it.
Any of this glue like this, it just comes right off, see?
Just scrape it.
Yeah.
Fingernail.
That stuff just comes right off. So don't worry about glue. Not super glue now. If you spill super glue on a neck, shouldn't even be using it on frets. I just think it's ridiculous to use super glue on frets. So now I would do this side. I don't want to bore you for the whole thing.
It's the same exact thing as the last one.
Yeah, I get the camera right down here. Look over the top edge. Coming down, see? That's about the bevel I would put on a Strat. No more. I don't like too much of a bevel, especially on a Stratocaster. Because Stratocasters are narrow necks and have wide bridges. Okay. What degree is that of bevel? I don't know. I've just been doing it for years. Looks the same as every one I ever do.
Looks nice.
So now I'll do this side, and then we'll come back for another video, and I'll show you how to level and crown. And it would be the same process on that, whether it's stainless or not. Because all that hard work is done. These are in, and this is different for stainless or regular fret wire because of the tools and how much strength and
the hardness
aggravation it takes to get what I just did. I breezed right through that. That is not going to happen with stainless. You'll be taking breaks.
We'll probably be surprised how long this video took, but anyway.
Yep. All right. Peace out. Next time we'll level it and crown it.